Good boy, say your name, man. Legend, you made the biggest hit. What you saw over there? What happened on that play, Legend?
I just saw them this top of him.
Yeah, so you keep balling. What you got to say to the world, man? Y'all number one in Georgia. Y'all defended that today. What you got to tell the world about the team?
I got to tell them that we number one and nobody can stop me.
Yes, sir. Keep balling. Get up out of there. Good play, boy.
Stop my boy.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of SGDS Same Goals, Different Struggles podcast. I am your host, AJ. This is episode 69. I done made it to episode 69, y'all. If you haven't heard of me before, you've been new to my channel. I do talk politics, sports, relationship, mental health, a little bit of everything. If you are new and you do like what you hear, you got any feedback, anything you do want to talk about, anything, leave in my comments. Please click the subscribe and like button, y'all. I appreciate all the support, all the likes. I read all the comments, so y'all keep doing that, and we'll just keep growing, try to keep growing this page until I get to where I'm trying to get to, y'all. All right, y'all. Today, man, I think I'm gonna talk a little politics, y'all. Politics and sports, but I'm gonna talk politics. It's a lot of shit that's really going on. Let's see what the U.S. got going on, the GOP with Venezuela right now. I just been looking up a little different clips and stuff. I'm gonna talk about that. I'm also talk about Candace Parker and Big Homie CC. Some clips that I seen that I wanted to speak about and just get y'all opinion on. But first, I'm gonna play this clip from the House of GOP divided on changes in Venezuela, y'all. See what the fuck they talking about.
Foreign policy question. A lot of noise around Venezuela. Should the United States be supporting regime change?
I think right now President Trump is he's a very strong leader, very good foreign policy president. Our foreign policy has been tragic in the last 50 years. We've failed in our foreign policy. President Trump, during his first term, showed that he's a peace through strength president and wants to find peace around the world, and that's what he's doing here. What's going on down in that area is the narco trafficking, the amount of cocaine, and just the amount of drugs that are being sent up here. It's obviously not good for our country. So President Trump is really putting a lot of leverage right now, and I think you're going to find some solutions that are going to be had because of his strong leadership, and I think that's really important.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you look at who Maduro's tied to, he's tied to Iran, China, and Russia. Those are not our friends. We know they're not doing anything to help us. And so I think President Trump understands there's an opportunity there to help change the regime, to put pressure on the folks that are funneling drugs into our country. And I think President Trump's on to something here. I trust his judgment on foreign policy. He's been right every single time. And so it'd be wise on our end to trust him.
Yes. Maduro is an illegitimate ruler who's extremely dangerous for the Western Hemisphere, and having a government that we could partner with there would be in America's national security interests. I used to do some work I'm not a Venezuela expert, spent most of my time overseas in the Middle East, but I did used to do some work in Venezuela, and saw that country go from what should be the richest country, one of the richest countries in the Western Hemisphere, to a place with massive migrant flows. And now it's essentially Caracas has become a nexus of drug trafficking and terrorist operations. The fact that the Chinese, the Iranians, the Russians have a foothold in Caracas is potentially very destabilizing, and probably the most destabilizing of why it matters to America is because that model of drug cartels taking over governments is extremely threatening to Central America and even up under our border in Mexico. In the elections, Mexican elections last year, local elections, I think there were over 30 Mexican local leaders that were assassinated in their government, local government elections, because drug cartels wanted to control those border posts. And so we really need to push back against that model and having a partner in Venezuela. And I think we should be very clear-eyed too about the natural resources that Venezuela possesses. I mean, the fact they have the world's largest oil reserves off our coast is a real significant factor, and that doesn't mean that it's a regime change for oil, but it does mean that it's an important country in our backyard, and it shouldn't be one that's taken over by a nexus of drug cartels supported by Russia and China and Iran.
Well, I don't know about regime change, but I think we certainly need to stop the fentanyl from coming into this country. And I applaud the efforts that at least President Trump has done something about it. And we've talked about it for a long time, and yet the fentanyl just keeps coming in, and our young people are getting killed. And so we need to take some kind of action. So, and if it takes leadership to do that.
We have not always, the regime should absolutely change in Venezuela, and we need to have a strong deterrent. I really strong supporter of economic sanctions, doing what we can to support the people of Venezuela, but the regime is a horrifically dangerous regime that interacts nefariously with Russia and China to the extent that it is concerning for our homeland. I am very hopeful that the Maduro regime will, be changed. The problem is they just don't have the ability for free, fair elections to be able to make that happen, and that's a big concern for me. So, regime change, it's tough. Militarily, through our intelligence services, it's tough, and it hasn't. Looking back at our history, it's not something that if we've engaged in it before, it hasn't played out. We got to be very, very smart on how we do this. And peace through strength and strong deterrence against a horrific Maduro regime is the best approach. But going in and making it happen on our own, it hasn't always played out for. We're still dealing with the effects of Iran, right? So it's a tough one, but there's got to be a change down there for the people of Venezuela, because they're what they're faced with and what they're under that oppression is really, really tragic.
So my view is that we should not have regime change as a defined goal, right? At the end, because we've seen that story, how it plays out, right? We don't want to be spending a lot of money, time, and lives in Venezuela, but I do think that we need to cut off the power from these drug cartels and the amount of money that they're making, and be able to either seize those finances, seize the drugs, do what we can to reduce their power. And then what will happen is you'll see Venezuela, they will probably have a natural regime change, because you'll remove a lot of the corrupt actors and the money that's propping up a politically corrupt system.
All right, y'all. Do y'all believe anything they saying, bro? I ain't believe a damn thing that they talking about. I believe that it's a lot going on behind the scenes. I believe nothing of what they telling us, and I believe it's a lot of bullshit going on behind the scenes. I believe it's a lot of cause I never understood, bro, how they have the power to go over and start these wars. They know who has their hands on these drugs and shit like that, and they're still allowing this shit. They're still allowing this to get inside our country. Fentanyl is not only killing us, it's killing the kids, killing a lot of people. It's not only in the shit, it's fentanyl in the weed now. So I was looking into all this, and I was looking at Big Homie CC and the information. He was on this interview with Uncle 607. I think that's old bro name, whatever. But I'm gonna play some clips from what Big Homie CC was talking about that's going on in Venezuela, and I'm gonna get y'all opinions on it. Y'all let me know
Everybody
how y'all
caught
feel.
up in all of this. Oh, they harassing people. No. At the end of the day, we are going to see attacks on mainland. There are the cartels have been named terrorist groups, so we can strike them outside of American borders. Because in order to cross through there, terror groups had to strike deals with the cartels. Point blank, period.
Yeah, he just broke that shit down to a
He did,
science.
for real. He broke that all the way down for real.
Yeah, he broke that shit down.
Is it inhumane to bomb ships off the Venezuelan coast, though?
To make a deal, do y'all think they're I believe that they're trying to make a deal too with them, especially with the cartel. I've been seeing they actually were trying to cut off the cartel and their supplies and whatever. Now I don't know what's going on with us and the cartel all of a sudden, but I know it's getting real crazy out here, y'all. So I'm gonna play another clip that gets more in detail into what everything's going on, and then I'll talk about some more from there.
United States government killed 2 sentient AI programs 10 years ago. Our governments, especially overseas, they're electing AI officials to their governments to combat corruption. Like Maverick always say, humanity is about to get, the middle class is about to get crushed by AI. People need to start reskilling. If you have a desk job, hospitality, doing something in the kitchen or manual labor, all of those jobs are about to get crushed by AI. A global annual income is going to get applied to humanity for people to survive. HVAC, plumbing, and tech jobs are going to skyrocket. If you think that the current model that's been going on is rapidly changing, is going to stay the same, you lost and you stuck in the sauce. That's why I'll be critical of you, because people look to you as a spiritual leader, a guide, a teacher. You have to tell these people what they need to do.
Right. Let me say this right.
Tech job, I mean that a lot of these jobs, a middle class is being destroyed. I do feel it. I feel like I said, it's only about the rich now. They don't care nothing else about the middle class or the poor. They are using these AI systems to replace majority of the jobs and people. I don't even know if there's anything that we could do. I think a lot of us are just, and I've been saying this. I think I'm gonna do an episode about this to just think about how I can better myself and my kids and their future. Because I mean, I'm getting older, but I think about my kids and them and us living in this bullshit and everything that's going on, how I can better equip them for what's going on. Because shit is gonna be totally different than how we grew up, and the jobs that we was available to us ain't gonna probably be available to our kids. And we gotta start preparing people now. That's why I try to find these clips. I try to find just little stuff that I be paying attention to and just start talking about it more, because it's stuff out here that needs to be talked about. I got another clip from big homie CC, and then I'm gonna start talking about the Matrix from I forgot her name. I think her name is Sophia, who created the book The Matrix. And I'm gonna just play this clip that I was waiting for her, and just how we literally are living in the Matrix, and everything she was talking about is coming to light.
40,000 Chinese nationals crossed the border. Then what did they find? They found a SIM farm in New York where they had the infrastructure to take out 200 million phone lines. That's what's going on. Our national security has been compromised. That's why ICE is everywhere harassing people. It ain't about people undocumented working at the fucking junkyard. We're going to see a uptick in mass shootings. When you see states like Texas banning Sharia law, how is it that in America we have to ban Muslim law? Because they buying whole cities and compounds, and they going around telling people you can't sell liquor here. That's what's going on.
Y'all, so do y'all think with everything going on, man, like, is it something else that's deeper behind this? I had another video of the Venezuela information that I was trying to look up too, and I don't think I uploaded on this one. But what do y'all think was going on between the U.S. and Venezuela? What do y'all think that's the real goal behind everything? Are we just headed? Are we headed to destruction? Are we headed towards, like, what are we headed to, bro? Because it's getting crazy out here, y'all, and we just gotta keep pushing the message, y'all. But I'm gonna play this video from Miss Sophia. And y'all tell me what y'all think, man, because she was talking about this back a long time ago. And if you ever seen the movies The Matrix, or if you ever watched a lot of these movies like Clone Tyrone, or just even, I heard a lot of things about this Stranger Things too, Stranger Thing on Netflix, and I'm gonna check it out too. But a lot of these shit that they be putting in movies be real life information that's really is where our life is headed to. And y'all think shit just be for entertainment, and don't. It be real life message in this show.
So how did you come up with the Terminator? Take us there and the Matrix.
Terminator is the prequels to the beginning of the Matrix. Sarah Connor is actually Neo's mother. So JC, John Connor's Jesus Christ, grows up to be Neo, one and the same in the Matrix. The Matrix is in the future. The Terminator is the past. It's time travel, past, present, and future time travel. It's the second coming of the Christ, the evolutions of consciousness, man versus the machine. So the machines, the Terminator machines, hear that a child is going to be born that's going to terminate them in the future when they oppress man. Because see, it's a man versus the machine. It's God's children versus man's children, which was technology. So the Terminator has to time travel to the past because they know it's Sarah Connor. And they have to kill her, terminate her, so she won't have the baby. And Kyle Reese, he comes from the future to protect her, and he inadvertently gets her pregnant. And he has to go back to the future. And so it's the Immaculate Conception, because now she's pregnant and she fell in love with a man, but did it really happen? Did he exist? And then this child, when you see the three Terminators, the boy, and then the man-child, subconsciously, he doesn't know why the Terminator is trying to kill him until he's hidden out in the city, in the Matrix, the future. When he reaches 30 years of age, the rebellion, the Reloaded, revolution starts. And the rebels come and they find him because they've been watching him all along. That's what the Guardians and the Sentinels are all about. And so they wake him up to his purpose. They take him to Morpheus to train him to fight the machines. They take him to the Oracle because of the prophecy. So this is the whole epic story. It's an epic.
Where is Facebook now a threat where they need to regulate them and shut them down?
Facebook is nothing but a database for the CIA. That's all it is. It has all of your family's pictures, all of your friends. It has all the information.
How do you advise people to share their image, their data?
There's not going to be any more privacy. Everything is camera down. Everything is caught on camera. And this is what it's going to be about in the future. Virtual reality that I'm explaining in The Matrix and Terminator. Everything is going to be, so now it's going to be so easy. You're not going to have any more paper passports. It's just going to be where you come into the airport, they're going to scan you, your body, retinal, fingerprints, the whole 9 yards.
This is what Clear is about.
That's right.
Airport, that's what
and
Clear,
this way, nobody has to alter paper and put a picture or a name on there because they have your bone structure, they have your eyes, they got your fingerprints. This is the database. All of this technology is going to start ruling. It's artificial intelligence. It's going to start ruling everything. Once the satellites come into play that I'm talking about, there's maybe another 5 to 10 years from now. All I'm worried about is for the people. Because if the government doesn't protect my copyrights, he doesn't protect yours.
But the government is afraid of you. I'd be afraid of you.
Well, there's no need to be afraid of me because I only stand for principles.
But what you know and the knowledge you share and what you have insights to can be very dangerous to some people.
Yes, but my job is to come here and waken people. That's what the Matrix is about, to wake you up from the Matrix, to get you out of the illusions and the lies and the ignorance. So it's not dangerous for me because that's my job. That's what I came here to do. That's why I wrote The Matrix and Terminator, to wake people up so they can move on to greater, better things.
Yeah, but a lot of these movie houses and these studios and the Facebooks of the world don't want people to know what happens to them every day when they share the information.
But that's destroying their free will, and God doesn't want that.
But people want to be ignorant. They don't want to know that they're being exploited. It requires too much responsibility when they find out.
Well, that's what the blue pill and the red pill is about. The red pill is about the blood of the living beings. The black and the blue ink is the machines. But this is the humans' world. We are the winners. They are the losers. So people need to exert their free will regardless of what anybody wants.
So what are the unintended consequences of all this that we're talking about?
Their people's consciousness will shift and they will go on to create and do better things. They won't be in bondage. And this is the whole purpose of The Matrix and Terminator. People have to wake up and shift their consciousness so they can create, so they can build. Because you can't stay in the past. Everything must change.
We mentioned when you were coming on your lawsuits and the battles you've had to fight, and you've just won in Utah.
Yes.
But it's always a battle for you.
Well, the reason why it's always a battle for me is because the government refuses to protect my copyrights. You know, I own the copyrights to all the derivative movies, both franchises I own. It was adjudicated in Utah September the 25th, 2014. So why am I still with a RICO case here in Nevada, which I just won, but they're still trying to fix it so they can continue to use the stolen money, which is untraceable, and it's all linked to Hillary Clinton's foundation and money laundering.
Hillary Clinton. I always told y'all Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton was always into some money laundering over there in Haiti. As time is going, and I think this episode was in the 90s or 80s, early 80s when she was going through this. But she did win her lawsuit. I gotta look up Miss Sophia's story and her lawsuit, but she did win it. Anybody with that type of information, they're gonna try to silence you. And everything that she said has been coming to light. As you see, everything now is internet and everything is camera wise, where nothing can be hidden. Everything they're using now is camera based. I'm also, since she was talking about the airlines, let's talk about airlines and how everything's going with these airlines. A record 3 million travelers were screened by the TSA on Sunday of Thanksgiving weekend. Now, as Americans prepare to travel across the nation for Christmas and holiday season, a new study pinpoints the airport that ranks as most stressful of all. This study is conducted by Australia's travel insurance company Isolate, analyzed 50 major airports around the globe by looking at an average departure, delays, canceled flight, security check, baggage claim issues, and more. Coming in first place is Newark Liberty International Airport in New Jersey, which scored on the 18.46 out of possible 100, making it the most stressful according to studies. The airport is a hot spot for traveler stress, ranking with the worst check-in score on our list. The study also notes that Newark Liberty had the second worst score for ease of getting to the airport on our list. It was reported to have an average departure delay time of 21.40 minutes. It scored at the third worst in baggage retrieval. The new system will meet an increasing number of travelers and deliver the airport experience they deserve. In October, construction on the new AirTrain North system began, a new $3.5 billion system. The airport says it is on the website to replace the existing AirTrans, which opened in 1996 and has become outdated over capacity and unable to accommodate North's Liberty rapid growth. The airport is in the midst of outgoing remnant, the site says in details. The North Airport is the front door to our region, and modernizing the AirTrain system and part of our community to I can't say that word, to a world-class airport that is worth of our state, says New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy in a statement. All right, y'all, you can see, bro, it's just like, that's just some bullshit that I was just trying to read off that's going on. That ain't really got nothing to do with nothing. But as you can see, things are changing in the world, and as time grows and as things go on, you will see even more changes and more shit come to light that they said was all bullshit. I'm gonna play a few things now. Oh, this last thing I haven't talked about is the Trump account for newborn babies. I'm gonna play.
We'll have a personal investment account opened for them. Newborn children will have it seeded with $1,000. Parents and family and employers can contribute up to $5,000 a year in a tax-advantaged account. That money will be invested in the S&P 500 in the stock market, broad-based equity index account. Two massive benefits that change this country. Number one, every child in America will experience the benefits of compound growth. Take a little girl born next year. She's born next year. She has the account opened for her. $1,000 is automatically seeded. Her parents, her family, or an employer puts $5,000 a year each year into that account. If you assume the historic rate of growth of the S&P 500, which is 7% a year, by the time that little girl is 18, she will have $170,000 in that account. And if she keeps saving, by the time that little girl is 35, she will have $700,000 in that account. That is game-changing, and we're not talking the children of Michael and Susan Dell, the children of Donald Trump, the children of people of great success. We're talking the kids of a single mom waiting tables who could have $700,000 saved by the time she's 35 to get an education, to start a business, to buy a house. That changes their whole lives. But the second benefit, and what I'm really excited about, is we are creating a new generation of capitalists. Every child in America is going to be an owner of the biggest employers in this country. We've all seen the sad statistics of how many kids are losing faith in capitalism. Well, 10 years from now, a little boy is going to pull out his phone and he's going to look at his app and he's going to see his Trump account. And instead of thinking of big, bad, scary corporations, that little boy is going to say, I own $50 of Apple. I own $100 of Dell. I own $75 of McDonald's. And every child is an owner of the biggest employers in this country. That will transform this country. Mr. President, thank you.
All right, so that's all cool and all. For all the people that didn't know, they are starting a Trump account. I guess any little bit counts. I can tell you this, it's gonna be bullshit though, because one, a lot of people ain't gonna be have the funds to able to save that fucking money. Now I don't know if the money cannot be touched until the child is 18 or what, or how that money is even dividend out. I have to do some more research on that. But for people who didn't know, they are starting a Trump account for newborn babies. I think starting next year with the beautiful bill. All right, they appreciate y'all with the beautiful bill, but in a sense, I know it's more stuff that's behind it. And man, he was talking about starting, a new business and stuff like that. They're gonna need a lot more capital. But I guess having the early advance start when they do get to 18 or whatever is a much needed help. Shit, I wish I had that shit when I was growing up trying to start my business. And like I said, I've been thinking of stuff that I wish, just how I can set up my kids so when they do get 18, my daughter she'll be 18 in 3 years, and I got boys that'll be 18 in 5. To me, man, I wish my shit was still set up where I had it how I wanted. I hit a lot of hard times these last few years, so all my shit is not where I want it to be. But I'm getting back to the point. I'm trying to get my life together, get my funds back together that's really for them. But I just wanted to play that out. I'm gonna get into this next thing with Candace Owens and just Israel. What's going on with her and the what is this thing they call? Let me look this shit up real quick, y'all. I forgot the name of this shit. All right, let me play this real quick video. Then I'm gonna look it up real quick. This is about Israel. And then I'll speak on this, and then we'll
What
get
happened with Campbell Soup is the same thing. There was a whistleblower by the name of Robert Garza. He worked there, and there was a meeting with a VP. And what happened was he was secretly recording him. This guy's pretty smart doing this. Why was he doing that? Here's the thing. He was actually doing this for insurance. Figured it out. The reason he was recording him, the guy was just saying a bunch of wild shit, right? He was saying racist stuff about company and people in the company. He was obviously talking about the food, saying how it's bioengineered meat. He doesn't want to eat 3D printed meat.
All right, y'all, my bad. So that's not the one I wanted to show y'all. I'm gonna do that on another episode about the Campbell soup that I really should have started earlier. I forgot why I put that video. I forgot I had to talk, but I'm gonna stop fucking with Campbell soup, and I'm gonna do a whole little episode. I might do that shit tomorrow. Campbell soup, people said, that their shit was made for low end, really niggas. All right, but I just say all poor people, but really for niggas to me. But I'll play the clip on my next video, but that wasn't the clip I wanted to talk about today. Let me just get into this Candace Owens. Her having she's been fighting hard with France and people over there in Israel. She still has questions on her friend Charlie Kirk and the killing and stuff. And now she feel like that, that they're out to get her. These are just some clips that I found that interesting from my point of view. I know how everybody feel about Candace. The black culture don't really fuck with her. Like I said, she's very intelligent to me. I like an intelligent person, even though I don't have to agree with everything. Like I said, I can fuck with her because when she's wrong, she admit to her wrong. You feel me? But she stand on what she believes, and I can respect that. That's what she believes. But if she sees something wrong, she will. She has turned. She has been calling out Trump. She do see the bullshit now, and I think we all see it now. Like a lot of shit that I didn't see at first, now I'm starting to see. And when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But let me just get into this first video, and then I'll just go on, and then after that, I'll get into sports, and then I'm done.
But a week from now, it's going to be 3 months since Charlie's murder. Candace has not changed her behavior. She has continued to spread falsehoods about Charlie's friends, and she continues to concoct new ones about new people. She's using these falsehoods to enrich herself while dividing the conservative movement at an absolutely critical time for this country.
I have to applaud that audacity. I have to applaud it. You do. You have to applaud it. These, excuse me here, but like, I'm trying not to swear. These men, okay, this company, these amazing lads over here have the audacity to accuse me of enriching myself when they were out there selling T-shirts, okay, of what Charlie died in to enrich themselves. So were they giving those T-shirts away for free at the Staples Centers? No, they were selling kit of what Charlie died in to the tune of $80 million plus that they made in the first 3 weeks. Okay. They made their entire budget for the year in the first couple of weeks following Charlie's assassination. And they are attacking me with zero proof that I've made a single dollar off of Charlie's assassination. I did not sell a cup. I did not sell a mug. Okay. All I did was do what I already do for a living. Okay. I podcast and I investigate things. I investigate things that I feel passionate about. Sometimes it's Kamala's genealogy when she's saying she wants to be the president and things aren't making sense and I sense that she is lying. Sometimes it's Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds when they try to destroy a man's life who's not even on my quote unquote political team. Sometimes it's Brigitte and why we are colluding with nations to cover the obvious fact that Brigitte was born a male. And this time it's personal and it's you. Do you want to know what all of these investigations have in common? Liars who lie and think that the public is too stupid to see through their lies. That is how we got into this. Okay. I did not sell anything. You did that. You guys did that. You guys continued to do that. You guys wanted to just move on and to grift off of Charlie's legacy. I dedicated myself to figuring out who murdered him.
Women dedicate themselves to finding out who the fuck killed people, because if we had more of the people that dedicate themselves to black people like that, we might be better off. But that's another story for another fucking day. This is her friend and she's dedicated to find out who killed them. I don't know what the real theory between these people, Turning Point and Candace is and why they're really battling. But I believe that Candace believed that it's certain people that Charlie Kirk was hanging with or dealing with that really wanted to see him dead. And this really ain't got shit to do with us. But the people that I feel like she said that has Charlie Kirk killed was people behind Israel. Well, I said that the United States has been working with all the fucking long. So this is why I'm interested in this shit. You might not be interested in this shit. This might not be the episode for you. I do apologize, but this shit got interesting for me. I'm going to play the next clip.
But a week from now, it's going to be... Candace has mentioned several times that the ball is in our court. So here's what is going to happen. In the near future, there will be a live stream here in Phoenix where we address in a clear and comprehensive way the claims and accusations, the false accusations that have been made against Charlie's family, friends, and the people here at Turning Point. We plan to walk through everything carefully and thoroughly. If Candace is available, we would sincerely welcome her participation in that live stream at our studio here in Phoenix. At this point, we believe the ball is back in her court.
Yay! Finally, you didn't have to get through all that shade that you were throwing me to get to the point that you were willing to answer questions, okay? Because that's what Charlie did for a living. He stood up on college campuses and he debated people. And he sat there principally and debated people because he felt that he had the moral high ground, okay? And that if those people disagreed with him, he could bring them over to his side. You guys have been actually acting and embodying the opposite of Charlie Kirk's spirit, okay? And you did it even in this. It was like one big character assassination. And it wasn't to me. That's what you guys don't understand. You're not attacking me. You are attacking millions of people around the world who watched a man, an innocent man, be publicly executed and then watched what felt very much like the state collude to feed us absolute horseshit about what took place on that day. You guys have even allowed people to inject themselves into his legacy that Charlie didn't even like. And we're supposed to believe you're doing this because you're his friend? Because you're committed to truth? You sat there and allowed the very people who pressured Charlie towards the end of his life to try to claim his whole legacy? And you're pretending we are the ones that are immoral? You're upset because you got caught lying. You're upset because you got caught with your pants down, but you cannot blame me for that, okay? These were your own errors. These were your own lies. And I was not going for a single second to let up on the pressure. In fact, I have been so strategic that I have been holding on to certain information, hoping that you would acquiesce to have a public conversation because I want to look you in the eye and I want to challenge you to lie to me because I care deeply about what happened to Charlie on that day. I don't think we're getting the truth. And I do believe that because you are not forthcoming about the information that you have, about Charlie texting you guys and saying that he thought he was going to be assassinated that very next day, okay? The day that he died, Charlie knew, said he thinks he was going to be killed tomorrow. And you guys are sitting on that information. So I'm the right person. Yeah, I'm the right person to sit across from you and to ask you questions.
Gonna have that debate? Do you think Turning Point will actually have that debate? Two friends of Charlie Kirk, both people lying, one Candace saying that they have more information on who killed them. And do y'all think that Turning Point is working with the people that killed Charlie Kirk? Why did they make so much money off Charlie Kirk when he died? Like, is all this shit in one? Are they part of the people that might be coming after Charlie Kirk? I mean, after Candace Owen now? Now, do I think something's going? I don't wish nothing on nobody, but do I think Candace does need to protect herself? Hell yeah, because Candace has a lot of information. And Candace do be on point with a lot of her research and information. How does she get their information? I'm still trying to fucking learn, but she do a lot of digging and she be on point about a lot of shit. When you going after these different governments and these people are high power, man, like people always telling me about the shit I talk about, and just being one of being careful. I guess when you have a purpose in life and you know what you are and your focus, you're willing to die for. Willing to die for that. Some people don't have nothing they're willing to stand for, and they probably fall for anything. That's just how life works, man. It's unfortunate and everything, but I'm gonna get into this next video, Candace, and y'all let me know.
The French are probably thinking that now would be a good time to assassinate you so they could blame it on TPUSA. Yeah, I will say that was the number top 500 comments yesterday. It was don't go to Turning Point USA, don't go to Turning Point USA. And I was actually willing to do that within reason. If we had a conversation and tried to plan it and book it. But I guess they never were being sincere and I should have seen through that because why would they? They are very obviously not trying to open themselves up to any inspection from the public. They are working with the feds to kind of bury the Charlie Kirk story. And that, my friends, to me, represents an end of an era. It makes me think about how intentional Charlie was about saying, we want this to be a youth organization. He wants it to be fresh. He didn't want to become the RNC. In fact, he wanted to take over for the RNC with youth and a commitment to truth. And unfortunately, I think now they're trying to turn the apparatus into the same stale, buy your way into the presence of someone, you do me a favor. And it's sad, but I do think that there is goodness and that is coming from this tragedy. And that goodness is that a lot of people are waking up to how it works, how the whole system works, how the whole matrix works. Okay, comments. We have Deb Skates. That is a massive donation. Thank you so much, Deb. He wrote, you may need some help with legal fees. Yeah. Also, Tyler Boyer, fun little update, sends a text or something. They're all just so insincere. I don't know, sent an email and was like, what's your lawyer's email? What do you mean, what is my lawyer's email? You guys have my lawyer's email. Like, we were in communication 2 days ago, right? Like, what are you talking about? That is like go speak to your employees and your lawyer. You know my lawyer's email. Everybody knows my lawyer is Noah. So send whatever you're going to send. I don't care. I'm not going to lie to the people. I said what I said and I meant it, okay? I'm sorry, guys. Do I have bad attitude today? Skylar, do I have a bad attitude today? He said I never have a bad attitude. Thank you. I knew it. Yashira Sanchez writes, Candace, I pray for you every day. A lot of people are talking about you joining the TPUSA debate, but very few talk about the pressure and the risk that comes with your boldness. Please stay alert and stay protected. Your voice is important and your safety matters. Look, if something happens to me, really what I want to say to all of you guys is go Max. Like, all of you, everyone, let it never end. Let it never stop. Like, you be just as bold. I am telling you, it feels like when we are here on earth that this is it. Like, we just get 80 years. That is not true. Okay. Your ancestors knew that there was more. We are in this simulation where they have intentionally turned us into a godless society because they want you to be fearful and they want you to exchange your soul because they are of this earthly realm. You know what I mean? These are Satan's children. Obviously, these are Satan's children. And they work by making you feel fearful. And so you trade off and you go, okay, well, I just want to have money and be comfortable in this life right now. And so I'm willing to let badness happen. And I guess my kids are just going to inherit that badness and this world is just going to be run by pedophiles. And we can't do that. And that's why I say to you,
bro, I think this world being ran by pedophiles, back to King James, to everything, bro. I've been saying all of this. So she right on a lot of things, and they probably is gonna come after her. I don't know if she's gonna go in the TSPA situation, do the interview or whatever. But I would do it if I was her, and that's just me. Cause what's there to But either way, cause you could die walking outside your house. She stand for what she believe in, and I respect it. I got one more video that I'm gonna play, and then I'm gonna get into some sports.
As you can see, I'm sitting in Greg Gutfeld's seat. But why, you ask, would this be happening? The answer is I called French intelligence, and something may or may not have happened to Greg.
It's hilarious. Laughing about actual violence is apparently hilarious so long as it comes through in the context of humor. All is fair in love and laughs. And Greg Gutfeld, after all, is a comedian, so they're not being tribal at all. They're just being funny. Remember, I don't make these rules. I just follow them. And so I'd like to show you another comedian from my tribe. His name is Ace Smart, and he's going to make a funny too. And remember, it's never violent as long as we're telling jokes and it's said in front of a comedian. Take it away, Ace Smart.
No one in the United States should be retiring at 65 years old. Frankly, I think retirement itself is a stupid idea unless you have some sort of health problem.
I wonder if I slap the out you, would that be anti-Semitic? Because I don't want to be anti-Semitic. I just want to slap the out you. Shut the up. I'm so sick of you cornball ass trying to stay relevant in front of that podcast equipment. Shut the up. You want us to go to work and grind for the rest of our life while you sit in front of the thing and sound and tell us, shut the up. I speak for everybody that ever woke up on a Monday morning. Shut the up.
Passionate, hilarious, relatable. It's funny. As long as it's a joke, it's funny, right? French people colluding to assassinate people is very funny. French intelligence. Ha 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 ha. Anyways, more to this PR effort to, I don't know, suspend rational thinking. I think maybe they have worked so hard to poison us over decades and to dumb us down in the classroom that they're testing. They're seeing right now, if they just keep repeating things over and over again, if we will just suspend our rational thinking altogether and follow them. I think that's it. That's what it must be. And Frank Turek has come out and he's telling us that Blake Neff, we should, even though he seems very insincere, you should know that Charlie told Frank, that actually Blake Neff is the smartest man that he knows. Trust the science. Take a listen.
The night before Charlie was murdered,
and I'm not just saying this, but I went into his office. This was after we had a meeting. You were in the meeting, Blake, me, you, Charlie, and some other folks. And he was going to dinner, and he said, hey, you're going to dinner with Blake and Danny. He said, Blake is my secret weapon. He's the smartest man I know. And he loved you. And for anybody to suggest, whether it's Candace Owens or any other person within TPUSA was somehow complicit in his murder, is to say that Charlie Kirk was such a bad judge of character that he put a bunch of traitors around him. If there's anything I knew about Charlie Kirk, is he knew how to spot talent and integrity and people that wanted to make a difference for the Lord and the country.
It's all just so unconvincing and emotionally manipulative. It's so obvious. Like, Charlie said that Blake Knapp was the smartest person in the world. So you should just accept that. Okay. And that's what he told me. By the way, he had a very busy night before. He told Josh Hammer that his book was the greatest thing and everyone should buy Josh Hammer's book. He had that meeting, then he had a meeting with Frank Turk, and he was like, Blake Knapp is the smartest person and nobody should question Blake Knapp. It was a lot. Like they're telling us everything he said the night before, except for when he texted you guys and said that he thought they were going to kill him. Can we get to that part? Okay, we get it. Mikey's amazing. Blake Knapp's the smartest dude we know. It's right here in the Bible. Can we get to the part of the evening before when Charlie said they are going to kill him, which maybe took place after all of that, all of the compliments that were paid? Guys, please stop. It's so fake and gay. It hurts me. It hurts me. It physically is hurting me. The level of fakeness and gayness that we are reaching at Turning Point USA is starting to make me go, ow. Okay? Please, I'm asking nicely. Can you give us something authentic? Because that's not going to cut it. That's just not going to cut it. How dare you question the ghost of Charlie Kirk? Are you suggesting that Charlie could have possibly not had good judgment? Am I suggesting that I've maybe watched a lot of hours of IDTV and it seems like, yeah, it's a kind of a common theme that when people die, you should question the people closest to them? Actually, yeah, I am suggesting that it's like a very high percentage of murders that are committed by somebody else they know. I think it's like north of 95% of murders. And no matter how many adjectives you assign to people at Turning Point USA, we're not going to accept this narrative, okay? We're not going to accept this narrative, especially when you're lying and you won't tell us the relevant portions. Who did he think was going to kill him? Andrew Colvett? Can you tell us, Andrew? Can you tell us, Blake Knapp? Can you tell us, Mikey McCoy? Or was he just full of fluff? Just full of fluff at the end? Really just wanted Josh Hammer's book to be sold? You're bad at this. You want to know why you're bad at this? Because you're inauthentic. That's why. You're inauthentic. If you start telling the truth, you won't struggle with this issue. Nobody accepts this, okay? In other news and emotional manipulation, Tim Pool is having some sort of a breakdown. I don't really know what it's about. I don't know why he's tweeting about me all the time. I hope he gets well, but I do
think about this whole situation, the people that's interested in this whole situation. Do you think that whoever Charlie had got himself involved with, he ain't got himself involved? Like sometimes, man, we think people have our best interests at heart, and we get so far deep into it that we can't get ourselves out. And the ones that we do truly love, we don't let them know what we're into because we try to protect them. And that might have been a situation with him and Candace. They might have tried. I had the same situation. I guess I relate to it because that's how me and Q was. And we tried to protect each other for situations that we didn't want each other even having, because we already knew both of us had a lot going on. So I guess that's why it dawns on me, that situation, what she's going through, because I know what she's going through when it comes to not having the answers that you're looking for. And I still ain't got the answer for mine. And you got these fuck niggas in Clayton County, the DA, Allen, LeVar Allen, the sheriff, not doing the motherfucking thing, not doing his job, but you can goddamn authorize Tom to do a documentary in there and stuff like that to just show how terrible the Clayton County jail is, and just to think about my bro in there and just think about all the shit we ain't been through and just every fucking thing he used to tell me about the inside of that place and look at it, bro. This shit, Clayton County is a shithole, bro. I just sent my daughter something the other day about a 15-year-old being murdered by another 16-year-old boy. And I tell her, bro, like, this is why I'm so overprotective of y'all. This is why I don't trust nobody coming in this house. You want me to meet everybody. I ain't with none of that shit, because you got to be careful of who you let in your house, who you let around you. Just because a person grin and laugh in your face don't mean they mean your best interest at heart. Everything that look good ain't good for you, and everybody that's nice don't have your best interest. You know what I mean? You gotta understand manipulators. You gotta understand the laws of 48 powers. You gotta understand how people will use things against you to get their own to get what they're looking for. So you gotta be careful. Everybody ain't genuine. Everybody don't really have that genuine in them in their heart, man. So just be careful out here. And it's a dangerous world, and the people that literally act like they are so religious or they believe in Jesus can use just that religion and the faith that you love against you as well. Because as you can see, like, it's just a hot mess in this world that we live in right now, man. And we're living in a world ran by probably a lot of, not even probably, I just say allegedly, a lot of pedophiles, a lot of people that do pedophile things but try to pretend that they just the most just holy person in this world, bro. It's a dirty ass world, so we gotta be definitely careful and keep our eyes open. All right, y'all. Enough politics. I spent an hour on politics and everything, so let me get on the sports. Signing day week, y'all. Dion, man. What is this, y'all? Colorado, I think, had the number 74 recruiting class this year, man. It said Deion Sanders arrived in Boulder, Colorado on December 3rd, 2022, after revitalizing his Jackson State and immediately turning Colorado into a national TV attraction. Unfortunately, the Buffalo 2004 breakthrough, a 9-3 regular season, and an automobile appearance was followed by a sharp fall in 2025. Colorado closed the college football season at 3-9, including a 1-9 finish in the Big 12 play and a 5-game losing streak to end the season. Still, Sanders' massive $54 million contract extension signed in March 2025 keeps him in Boulder through 2029 and signals the school patience while expecting a turnaround. On Thursdays, Sanders further boosted his staff, with multiple outlets reporting that Colorado has hired Sacramento State head coach Bernell Myron as offensive coordinator. Once finalized, the move would replace Pat Summerall and Mark Cottero's latest effort to stabilize an offense that ranks near the bottom nationally last season. I was trying to see where it has the rankings. It just talks about Marion, so it didn't talk about their rankings. I wanted to see their show their rankings. But what do you think about let me see something. Title. All right, so the Colorado Buffalo recruiting class ranking in 2026 has dropped dramatically from where it was in 2025, according to Rivals recruiting rankings. Following the nation's signing day, the Buffaloes had a 2026 ranking class at number 75. Their 2025 class was ranked 35. Colorado 2026 recruiting class ranked in the Big 12. Colorado 2026 class consists of 11 recruits, including 3 4-star prospects: Pico Jr., quarterback Preston Ashley, and athlete Alexander Ward. The rest of Colorado class is made up of 8 3-star classes. The Buffalo ranked dead last in the Big 12 conference, even behind a team like Oklahoma State, who has not won a single conference game in over 2 years and just hired a new head coach. This is a major concern not only in the short term, but the long term as well. All right, y'all. Y'all tell me what y'all think, man. Do y'all think Deion needs to find a new way of recruiting, or are you okay with his recruiting? Do you think that he will last? I just don't see him recruiting a few high school kids and getting all transfer, or being able to establish a winning culture like that, because you got new players coming in every single year as far as transfer who are not being able to mesh with each other. The communication is not going to be there. It's going to take longer than just an off season for everybody to come together and the defense to gel when you got all new players. And a lot of these transfer players are players who probably wasn't no good at their other school. That'd be my problem. You getting these transfer and some of them are not even that good on their own the school. That's why a lot of them transfer. So why not build your team out of these upcoming high school kids who you can get to commit to you at least 2 or 3 years, and you build your culture. But bringing in new kids each and every, this ain't what's the movie with The Rock, and I forgot that from the Gridiron Gang or whatever that shit was called with The Rock. You bringing in new kids every year, like. And it's just crazy, bro. You can't. I don't feel like you could build a winning culture like that, because it's not gonna work. They're not gonna mesh. Someone not gonna be able to do like that. Communication won't always be there, and the offense ain't gonna click. I hope to see Juju get a good year. I don't know if Omarion Miller's gonna stay. We have to see how that's going to go, and if they're going to get some more better wide receivers, because they do have some mediocre. They be getting mediocre wide receiver. Omarion Miller, to me, has probably been their best wide receiver other than Travis Hunter. I would say Omarion Miller probably over everybody, like over Jimmy Horn. Jimmy Horn would be third, and then Webster would be fourth. No, not Webster. Shepard would be fourth, then Webster. But other than that, these are like, other than Travis, you didn't have no real top wide receivers. I hope Omarion Miller come back and, make his draft stock even go up even more. But y'all tell me what y'all think about Coach Deion, man. I don't see Coach Deion having a winning formula, doing all the way he's doing his recruiting. I just don't see him being able to last with Colorado. The last thing I'm gonna talk about is Florida new offensive coordinator hire and defensive coordinator. John Summerall made his first official hire as Florida football coach Thursday, bringing aboard Kentucky Brad White as the defensive coordinator. Now, y'all, I don't know too much about Brad White. I don't remember him at Kentucky. I do know Kentucky was for a minute giving Florida some tough games. But I don't remember him. The Gators also expect to hire Georgia Tech Buster Faulkner as the school's next offensive coordinator. Now, I got phone calls and text messages about this shit. My bros, Nate and Jerry, was high on Buster Faulkner, but they are Georgia fans. I don't trust their opinions when it comes to my team sometimes, so I don't know how this is going to look. They said, Buster Faulkner, who was also a Georgia coach, was a pretty good coach. Faulkner, who brings SEC experience from stints at Georgia, has guided Georgia Tech offense to a top 30 finish in the total yards over the past 3 seasons, including this year, 12th ranked in unit and scoring at 38.3 points a game. Mind you, they did have a good offense, but I seen their quarterback Haynes running the ball a lot. I don't want to see DJ Lagway running the ball like that, bro. Like, he's not Haynes. I don't need to see all of that. We got a stud running back in Barden. Barn. I didn't say the broad name. I'm terrible at names. But number 13, our running back is solid. We got some top wide receivers coming in. We got to keep most of our recruiting class. I need to pull that up right quick too. Let me pull that up. We kept most of our recruiting class, and I think we added some people as well. But I want to see how this go. I may be a defensive guy, but I want to be more of a I may be a defensive guy, but I want to be more of a defensive guy like Bob Stoops. Summerall said, "I want the scoreboard to light up." White spent the past 8 years in Luxton, including 7 of those in charge of the Wildcat defense. Summerall and White overlapped on the side of the ball between 2019 and 2021, including working their final years together as coach defensive coordinator. Summerall left Kentucky to become Troy's coach in 2022 and spent the past 2 years at Tulane. Let me see something. So Florida ranked right now on Rival as 13. Let me see if they'll let me pull it up, y'all. So we had a 13 recruiting class right now. Under White direction, Kentucky field defense that ranked in the top 25 nationally in 2018, 2019, 2021, 2022. So yeah, I remember that. His unit ranked 6th nationally in 2018, thanks in part to the edge rusher Josh Haynes Allen. Josh Haynes Allen recorded 17 sacks and 5 forced fumbles as a redshirt junior. Now him and number 15, Jaden Woods. If he can get Jaden Woods to that level where I know Jaden Woods can be, bro, and we got some good other defensive end that's coming in from this recruiting class. I'm about to pull that up right now. All right, y'all. So we got Devon Gross, the wide receiver, top wide receiver, who I believe can come in and make some impact too. Hopefully we can get, Dallas Wilson to stay and Vernell Brown to stay. Even and I hope even Trey Wilson come back too. We got CJ, cornerback, who I believe can also come in and make an impact next year. Kevin Ford is one of the defensive end that I'm looking forward to see play next year. Jarellin McCoy. I know I probably said your first name wrong, but McCoy, I want to see play next year, hopefully. Justin Williams is going to be a stud too, bro. I heard good things about him. And we just got like some real good key players. I don't want to say bro, no, but Kenneth out of Brunswick. Brunswick is a top school in Georgia, y'all, out here, and I definitely get it. I want to see them boys play this year. Marquise Daniels out of Booker T. Washington, out of Tuskegee, Alabama, is a stud. Malik Moore should get some playing time, even behind Graham as our linebacker. Man, we got some real studs coming in, bro. Some key freshmen that I think can get some real key playing time. CJ Henderson can look to get some playing time if he come in and do what he got to do, man. Like, I see some real talent coming in this year, bro. So all right, we've been good on the talent. It's just having the coaching that's gonna really put everything together, man. But I'm gonna end this episode, man. This is episode 69. Like I said before, if you are new to my channel, you got any comments, please leave your comments, like, subscribe to my channel. Keep helping me grow my channel. If you got any comments, any negative, positive, whatever you got, I just let me know. Leave it in the comments. If you want to collab, let me know. Just hit me, y'all. I'm out, man. Episode 69.